what we are going to cover in this masterclass is that first we are going to understanding the basics of SQL, the fundamentals of SQL. Then we are going to take one real-time case study and we are going to solve some good problems on that and get an hands-on experience on all these things. Okay. And at the end, I just try to be in the session till then, because at then I'm going to guide you how you can guys can earn certificate from this masterclass, and what are the different advantages you can take from Tech Arena Learning Hub. What are the resources we provide for free, and whatever the things are, you guys can get advantage. Okay. So try to be in the masterclass till then. And in between also, I'm going to give some interview preparation things, and all these things will be there. A lot of guidance will come from my side. Okay. So I myself working in a data analyst field from 4 to 5 years. Okay. So all my experience I'm going to share in this masterclass. So just be with me till then, and you're going to learn a lot. Okay. Okay. So as I told, the only requirement I want from you guys is be interactive as possible. Ask your doubts and whatever you think have. Let's keep the session that way. Okay. So we are seeing a lot of good participants. That's the good thing. Now let's start with first SQL. Okay. So whatever we are going to learn, we are going to learn from our website itself. So first I will share the link of the website with you. Okay. Whatever the things which I'm going to use, I will share the link simultaneously with you guys. Okay. You can visit the website, or you can directly go to this SQL inside tutorials and SQL. You will be in the introduction page. Okay. So I shared the link in the chat box. You guys can open if you wish to. And one more thing, like if some of the guys are seeing the screen at half, if they can't be able to view the screen properly full, and what you guys can do, you can go to the three icons in your Google Meet, click on that, change your layout, and in the change layout, click on the spotlight option. Okay. If you click on the spotlight option, you will be able to see the screen completely. Instead of half screen visible, you can be able to see the screen completely. Okay. Now let's talk about SQL. So what is an SQL, guys? Anyone? Just on your mics and let me know whatever the basic definition you know about SQL. So what is SQL? In the chat box, you guys can also answer, or in the comment box also, or anyone interested. Yeah, Sandeep, go ahead, please. Structured query language, Priya Gupta. Very good, Priya. It is a structured query language. Anyone else? System query language, Sandeep. A programming language used to communicate with the database. Okay, that's pretty much okay. So SQL is not basically exactly a programming language. It's a more of a query language. So what's the difference between a programming and a query language is mostly query languages. What's the difference between main query? Okay, so query is like writing 4 to 5 lines of codes to fetch some records. It is like writing some queries. But in a program, like we have 100 and 200, 1000 lines of queries. Okay, codes there. So SQL is a structured query language. So it is a query language which help us to write some queries to fetch, means to get data from the database. And why it is structured, we will see in the upcoming time why we call it as a structured language, because everything is structured in SQL. Okay. So why we are preferring SQL over anything else? Like there are a lot of things available. Even with Excel, when we talk about Excel, we are talking about the database manipulation and all these things, by cleaning the data, validation of the data, and then using it for the visualization purpose. All these things that we use in a data analyst. Okay. The thing is, why SQL is preferred over any other thing? Like we have a lot of other things available in the market. One of the famous is Excel also. So we can do the visualization, data cleaning, and everything is possible with Excel. So the main question is why SQL is preferred over them. Anyone can answer why SQL is preferred over Excel? This is a very important interview questions. Like in a lot of interviews, they ask why Excel is preferred over any other database languages out there.
It
So
can
what's the difference
handle.
between Excel and SQL? SQL is a cloud based. Okay. I am
Sir,
expecting your answers, guys.
SQL
Whatever you
can
know, you can
handle
type it in
large
a chat or turn
SQL
your
can handle
audio on
larger
and let
volume
me
of
know.
database.
Uh, is anyone speaking and I am not able to hear? Is it something like that? Let me know if anyone is speaking, but I am not able to hear because I am not able to hear anyone. If
Yes, sir.
anyone is
I
speaking, just let
tried
me know in the chat.
I tried giving you a point,
It is
and
more
I believe
applicable
like
to
there was some
RDBMS
kind of.
database with having rows and columns. That's correct, Siddharth. Yeah, but Excel is also having rows and columns, right? So why we are not using Excel and why we are preferring SQL over there and why today we have a masterclass on SQL.
Sir, SQL can handle
No,
larger
okay, I
database
will look
when
into it. Yes,
compared
Siddharth.
to Excel.
Anyone else? Any more answers? Okay, we will go into that topic. Okay, why SQL is preferred over Excel or any other thing. Let's go directly to that topic. So why relational database is preferred over spreadsheets? Okay. So first of all, what is SQL? SQL is a structured query language. Okay. So this is a language. Okay, but to use this language, you need some workbench or something like that. Okay. So today what we are going to use a workbench where we are going to write this SQL code. Our SQL language is MySQL. So MySQL is a workbench where we are going to write this SQL. So don't confuse between SQL and MySQL. MySQL is a workbench. It's a relational database management system. A workbench, it is a management system. Okay, relational database management system, RDBMS, what we talk about. That is MySQL. And what is SQL? SQL is a query language. So this is a difference you should be understood thoroughly. Like SQL is a query language, it is not a database to be precise. Okay, it is just a language. You can write your SQL language in any database management system. And today, what database management system we are going to use? Today, we are going to use MySQL database management system. And what type of database management system it is? It is a relational database management system. Okay. So we will understand each term in detail. What is relational? What is database management system? Everything. But just to be clear, what's the difference between SQL and MySQL? I hope everyone is understood. Uh, yeah, sure, Siddharth. You are going to get all the materials like the recordings, the data set, and whatever the things which I'm going to teach you. So I'm going to provide you all the materials. Okay, nothing to worry about that. Yeah, Tilak, that's a very good answer. SQL and a large data. Okay, yeah. So since we had learned what is the difference between SQL and MySQL, so let's talk about the advantage of the relational database over spreadsheets like Excel and everything. So when we talk about a spreadsheet like Excel, it can't handle data more than 1 million record, but it is easily possible to store in relational databases like MySQL or SQL, everything. Okay. Databases are focused more on storing numbers and data, and they are not bothered with formatting and designing of cells. Okay, in spreadsheets you can do the designing and formatting all these things, but in the database we are more focused on just storing the numbers and data and doing their manipulation and fetching the records and all these things. Because it can be possible of more than million records can be easily stored in databases. Okay. In databases we have to declare the type of data the column is going to store while creating a table. Okay, one of the another example is like in Excel, whenever you're going to store data, you can directly store data like dates, strings, integer, but it's not like in relational. First you have to do the data definition language of the things like that, and you have to first decide which column is going to have which data type and what are the data is going to show, what will be the type of the data which is going to be stored inside the SQL. And if you try to store any other data than the mentioned thing, then it will throw an error. So it is more of an integrating purpose, like it is more integrated the MySQL or workbench, where you should store exactly a data which you defined while creating that column. Okay, and a lot of more things can be managed in SQL or a MySQL workbench like that, or relational database management in compared to spreadsheets and other thing is that you can track and you can give the right access to different, like who can manage what, who can edit it, who can only just view it, who can do the modification and changes. All these admin rights and everything is possible in this SQL or MySQL workbench database as compared to the spreadsheets. So these are the few advantages we are talking about. That's why SQL is preferred in all the companies. Like it doesn't matter in which company you work or in which field, any field which is related to a data or a database, you are going to use this as SQL language. So SQL is very, very important to learn when it comes to when you want to work in any field related to data or a data analyst, data science, machine learning, any field. So we are today what we are going to do, we are going to do some basic understanding of the SQL. Okay, so today what we are going to do, today we are going to learn some basic understanding of the SQL. Then we are going to take one real-time case study and we are going to solve those things. Okay. So whatever we are learning from our website itself, Tech-Arena Learning Hub, and I had already shared the link with you on the description chat box. Okay. So since we are not going to spend much time on the introduction part, whatever we are going to learn, we are going to learn at a basic level, and we are going to do it in a more conceptual way. But we won't spend much time, because if you guys want to learn everything in detail, you can learn it from the course which we provide on a SQL, Power BI, Python, or data analyst course. A lot of certification courses are with us, so you can register them and you can learn from there. Okay. But from the today's masterclass perspective, because we have a less limited amount of time, we are going to try to cover much of the things. But at the same time, don't worry, I'm going to keep it very clear and precise so that you guys don't get confused. Like you won't find it very fast-paced course. Okay. So just let's have a quickly overview of what is a relational database management system. What is the difference between database management system and relational database management system? Like what is the real advantage? What is a game changer here? So let's understand with one example. Like suppose let's take about a supermarket. Okay, like a DMart or supermarket is there. Okay, or suppose some people are purchasing the products from there, so they are going to track their records using Excel or whatever the database management system they have, right? So what happens there, suppose let's say Virat Kohli goes there and he purchased some like good night spray, fast car, milk Maid, and everything, like something like that. Okay, so what's happening here, this is a normal way to store a data. Okay, this is a redundant way to store any data. So this is a supermarket database, and see how the data is stored here. So we have a lot of columns here: purchase number, purchase date, customer ID, first name, last name, contact number, number of products, product code, product name, price, brand ID, brand name. So what's happening here, like purchase numbers are 1 2 3 4, like all the purchase numbers are going to be unique. So this is going to be the primary key. Like we have the date on which the products are purchased, the customer ID, the person who had purchased that, like Virat Kohli, so its contact number, the number of products he purchased overall, the product code which he purchased, like product goodnight spray purchase, the price, the brand ID, and the brand name. So what's happening here, like every time Virat Kohli is going to purchase something, we have to mention his customer ID, his first name, last name, his contact number, the number of products he purchased. So this is more a redundant way of storing a data. Like why we should put every time he purchase something. So what is a smarter way, and why the relational database is a real game changer here is how we can store the data. We can store this supermarket database by creating different tables. Here the one table is only created, like there are 12 rows, 12 columns, and some 12 rows are there. Okay, so like these columns and rows are stored. But what is the real game changer will be, like instead of creating a single table only, we will create 2 or 4 more tables, like one table, two table, and 3 4 tables we will create, and we will get some relations between them, like primary key and foreign key, and we will combine them together. Okay, so this is a more smarter way to store data. So how this is can be possible, like whatever the customers you have in your supermarket, like let's say we have 4 customers, so customer table will have the details of all the 4 tables, like the customer ID, we will have the first name, the last name, contact number, and number of products will be there, right? So customer ID 1 2 3 4, so customer ID 1 have their details like first name Virat Kohli, contact number, and number of products. Okay, and we will have a brand ID, brand table also, like we have 5 brands: Dettol, Goodnight, Nestle, Colgate, and Cadbury. And in the another table we will have the product details with the product codes, the product names, and the price, and the brand ID will be here. So what is the brand ID 1? So 1, we will directly go to this brand table and we will see what is brand ID 1. So Dettol is the brand ID 1. So it is Dettol soap and Dettol liquid is of the brand Dettol. And here we will have our main table, like purchase table. So anyone, if some customer come and purchase, the purchase number will be 1, the purchase date will be there, and here we will just write the customer ID. So just writing a customer ID 1, we can directly see in the customer table what is the customer ID 1. So it's a Virat Kohli first name, last name, contact number, and number of products. You can access from the customer table itself. So here you don't need to write everything about a customer like 1, 1 and 1, 1. So 4 times Virat Kohli purchase, you just write the customer ID. You are not mentioning everything about that customer again and again like you had done here. Okay. So it's a redundant way of storing a data, and this is a more smarter way to store data. So this is all about the relational database management system, which help us to save lot of our time, the memory which it stores, and once the memory is reduced, the processing speed also got reduced. Okay. So today we are learning this relational database management system, which is a MySQL Workbench. I am going to share the link with you how to you can download it and how can you install My Workbench. Okay. Nothing to be worried about that, but yeah. So we are going to see how we can leverage these different tables, how we can connect them, and how we can use them. Okay, with a real-time experience on taking one real-time data set and working on that. Okay. So I hope everyone is understood till here. So what is the relational database management system is? Let me know in the comments. Okay, guys. So till now we have discussed why SQL is preferred, what are the advantages of SQL over different spreadsheets, and what are the relational database management system exactly means, and how we can leverage those things. Okay. So what is the workbench we are going to use? I already told you we are going to use the MySQL workbench. Okay, let me open MySQL workbench and I'm going to see how we can use that one. Okay. So this is our MySQL workbench. Okay. So here you can open your SQL scripts or anything. You can install the database and load the database. So I had already load one database. Okay. The real-time project which we are going to use, and what is that? Let me show you once what is the project we are going to work on. So since you guys can see, we are going to use one real-time case study. Okay. And what is that case study? That case study is the employees database. Okay. It's a real-time employee database which was taken from the one of the company. Okay. So we have a large data set. This is a very large data set, like it's have lakhs and millions of records inside that. And we are going to understand the database, how this is connected and everything. What is the relationship between every column and every table? And then we are going to solve a good amount of problems, like whatever they ask in the interviews and the real case studies, and how a data analyst actually work in SQL, and what are the different scenarios he experience here, and everything will be learned from this. Okay. And the recording sessions will be also provided to you. Okay, guys. So where I'm going to provide you the recording sessions is I'm going to upload it in our YouTube channel, that is Tech Arena Learning Hub's YouTube channel. Okay. So I'm going to share with you guys the YouTube channel of Tech Arena. Okay. Let me go to desktop. Okay. I'm going to just share with you the link. I had already shared the link of the website where we are learning from right now. Okay. Let me share the link of the website also, YouTube channel,
Sir, you are not
in
audible.
the description box.
Hello.
So here, no audio. Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? Sorry for the break. Actually, I was on mute. Yeah. Okay.
So can you
So
repeat
what I'm telling right
the
now
repeat
is
the phase where
we
you
had
tried
discussed
opening this
what
particular
first we had discussed with SQL. We are done with the what is SQL, what is the advantage of SQL over different spreadsheet, and everything we had learned right now. And what is the game changer here? Why the relational database management system is a real game changer here, and why it is preferred over the traditional database management system, and all these things we had covered till now, right? So what I'm suggesting, what we are going to do right now is after completion of some basic concept, we are going to work with one real-time project using this workbench. Okay. So how to install this workbench and how to load a data set and everything I will taught you. So let me first talk about what is the real-time case study we are going to take. So this is a real-time case study we are going to take, which is an employee database. So this employee database is a database which is taken from one of the companies itself. Okay, so this is a real-time database which is taken from the company, and we are going to learn and understand the relationship between each columns and each rows, between each tables of the company, how the relationship is established between these columns and tables. Then we are going to solve some real-time problems, like how a data analyst or a SQL developer handles on a daily basis handles the problems and everything. So we are going to discuss all these things in detail, and nothing to worry guys, you will going to get the access to the recordings and everything, like database, the data set, the recordings and everything will be provided to you. Okay, so where we are going to upload the recording of today's lecture, we are going to upload the recording of today's lecture on our YouTube channel itself. Okay, so I'd already shared the link of our website. Now I'm going to share the link of our YouTube channel. Okay, so here the recording and everything will be provided to you guys. Someone wants to join the call, let me in. Okay. Okay, hi Srinivas. Okay, so yeah, so we have discussed all these things now. So I'm going to first share the link of the YouTube channel where I'm going to be uploaded the recording of today's session along with the data set and everything. Okay, so this is a real-time case study we are going to work on after the sharing of this link. Let me share in the chat box. Yeah, so I had shared the YouTube channel link. Okay, you can visit with the link itself, or you can search Tech Arena Learning Hub on YouTube and you can directly visit there. So this is our Tech Arena Learning Hub. So here we have a lot of videos apart from the today's masterclass lecture also. So we have a lot of videos here, like the different, like we had recently uploaded a Power BI real-time project on Olympic data analysis. If you anyone interested in learning that, they can also visit here and they can learn. We are providing a lot of materials like on Python tutorials, data analyst tutorial, Power BI dashboard creation with IPL, real-time IPL dataset is there. Along with that, we are uploading a daily basis shorts like on Python tutorial short, Excel time saving tricks, everything related to data analyst is uploaded here. Okay, so you guys can subscribe the channel, and when I am going to upload a today's masterclass recording with this employee database, you will be able to get the notification and you will be able to watch the recording and you can get the data set also and you can solve the problem. So we are going to take some problems today. Okay, and after these problems will be taken, I am going to provide you one more assignment. Okay, you guys can earn a certificate of this masterclass also. So what you have to do to earn a certificate from this masterclass is first just subscribe the channel. Okay, so when after the lecture today, when I will upload a recording, you will get a notification. So watch the recording, and in the link also I am going to provide the data set also. So practice whatever we had learned today. Then and one more assignment will be provided in the same YouTube link. Okay, so you can solve that assignment and a mail ID will be provided to you guys, the official Tech Arena mail ID. So on that mail ID you have to submit your assignments, and once you submit the assignment, you will guys will get the certification of completion of this SQL masterclass. Okay, so whoever interested to get the certification of SQL masterclass can do the following: first subscribe the channel, then once the video is uploaded you can watch the recording, solve the assignment which is provided to you, and you can mail it to Tech Arena's official mail ID, which will be provided in the description of that video itself. Okay, and other materials are also available here. You can guys go through and get the benefits of lot of this free content available here. It's a very quality content, like a real-time projects are taken here, like IPL dataset and different datasets of are available here. Okay, now let's talk about this case study. Okay, the employees database. So how this employee database is created? Okay, I hope everyone is able to see the screen, right? Okay, so let's talk about the employees database. So this database has having how many tables? 6 tables are there. Okay, the name of the first table is employees itself. Don't confuse with the database name and the columns name, tables name. This is the employee database name with employees, and we have 6 tables. So inside this, what are the table names? The employees table is there, department manager table is there, departments table is there, or department employee table is there, salaries table is there, and titles table is there. Okay, so like to design such databases, that's a different course like SQL database designer and everything is there. So all these things we are also going to cover in this course of a SQL. Suppose you register for the course and you learn, you will be able to learn how to create and design one database management system, because it's really important to not only be able to use this relational database management system, you should guys be able to learn how to design a relational database management system. Okay, so just to be precise, these 6 tables have, like, these employees have how many columns? The employee number, birth date, first name, last name, gender, and hire date. Similarly, the department manager departments have all these different row numbers, columns, and everything. So let's first talk about this employees column. Okay, we will do everything practically, we are not going to do any theoretical part. Okay, so let's directly jump to the workbench. Okay, so this is our workbench, MySQL workbench, and I had already imported the employees database. So a video will be available to you, so where on YouTube also you can see a video will be there, like how to install a MySQL workbench and how to load an employees database. So everything will be available in YouTube, you can go there and watch there. Okay, so I had already loaded this employee dataset. So let me run this. Okay, so first, to use any database, you should you can see it should be highlighted. Okay, like we have different students is there, Cs is there, or different databases are there. So today we are going to use this employees database, right? So it should be like highlighted. So this inside employees database, how many tables are there? How you can see? Just click on this tables icon and you can see that there are some 6 tables are there, like department department employee, department manager employee, salaries are there. This is a 2 extra which I had added, so it is not inside this employees table. So which data set I am going to provide, it will be like having only these 6 tables. Okay, so now let's first do and see what inside a employees table. Okay, select star from employees. Let's run this. So when you run any query, so you're fetching some records from SQL. So when you fetch some records, you are going to see something like that. So I'm going to explain how this query works. Don't worry about that. But see, what are the records are fetched from this employees database. So what are the record fetched? Like employee number, birth date, first name, last name, gender, and hire date. So some details of the employees are provided. So every employee has their unique employee number. This is their IDs. Their first name, last name, birth date, gender, and hire date is present here. Okay, so this is our employees column. Similarly, we have departments, titles, salaries, and department employee numbers. Okay, let's talk about the salaries now. Let me run this. Select star from salaries. Okay, so this is our salaries table. Okay, so here employee number is there, like employee number 1, his salary is this, and like every employee has their contracts. Like suppose I work in a company, like I am working from a company in like from 5 to 10 years, like I suppose I work in a company for 10 years, so I'm going to have 10 contracts, right? For every year my salary will be changed, a different salary structure will be provided to me. So similarly, this employee number 1001 is working in this company from he started in 1986 to 87. For this 1 year his salary is 60,000. For the next year 87 to 88 his salary is 62,000. Similarly, he had worked for something around from 1986 to 1999. He had worked in this company and he had got the different salary packages. Okay, so this is our salary column with which in employee number is the salary, from date and to date is present here. And suppose you want to know who is this employee number 1001, you can go and watch in the employees table, like employee number is there, so his details are present in the employees table. So nothing to be worry guys, like suppose we are using this data case and we are seeing it for the first time, right? So it might be overwhelming to understand each and get the connection and understanding of each database, but try to be attentive and try to be focused and just try to understand the connection between each tables. Okay, I hope we had cleared how the employees and the salaries database is connected. They are connected with this employee number, correct? So let me know in the chat box till now you had understood everyone how the database is connected and how employees and salaries are connected to each other. Okay, guys. So we had established a relationship between them. So first what we will do, we will learn some basic select statements, how it works. Then we can start with our real-time case study on this employees database. Okay. So let's understand how this case study is worked. Okay. And how the basic select statement works. So how a basic select statement, what is the syntax to use a select statement is, first you have to write select, then you have to write the column names which you want to extract from that table. Okay, so there will be, you can write column name 1 comma column name 2 column name 3, something like that you can write. Okay, all the different column names you can write. Then you have to write from, then you have to write the name of your table from where you want to extract the data. So in this way you can use this select statement. This is a basic select statement. So how I'm going to use, I'm going to write select. So what are the column names I want to extract? Suppose I want to extract employee number, first name and last name from this table name. Okay, so I'm going to write the first column name which is employee number, second column name which is going to be the first name, then I'm going to write last name, then I'm going to write the table name from which I'm going to extract the data. So what is the table name? The table name is employees. Okay, let me run. So as you guys can see, I had imported 3 columns like employee number, first name and last name. Okay, so let's move on to see the, okay, so suppose I want to extract everything from this columns table. Okay, so what is the thing which we can use to extract everything from the column? Can anyone write it in the chat box? So what is the wild character? That is a wild character which we use to extract every column from a, so let's see which is the wild character which we use.
It's a multiply character.
So what is the wild character we can use here? The star symbol. Okay, select star from employee. So what will happen if I write star? When I write star, what will happen? I will going to get all the columns from a database. So this way, suppose you want to extract everything from a table, you can use this star symbol. So every column will be fetched. Okay. So I hope everyone is understood. Like you can use the audio or chat box. Let me know if you guys understood till here.
Yes.
Understood?
Yes, yes, we understood.
Okay. Like we can use a filter condition as well. So what we have done, select star from employee, so everything is fetched. Now, what is a filter condition we can use? What is a filter condition we can use? We can use a where condition to get any filter conditions. Like suppose I want select star from employees, but I want only the first names from those employees. Okay. So what I can do, I can write like where first name equal to Georgie. So when I write select star from employees where first name equal to Georgie, you guys can see. So all the first names with the name Georgie will be come inside this fetching. So what is the record which is fetched? So all the employee detail whose first name is Georgie will be fetched. So this is a where condition we can use to filter something on the records. Okay. So guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So we have one question. Okay. So we have question from Saluk Bharwat. Okay. So if we are writing column name in select statement, it will work faster than star and y. So even if we have only 3 columns in our table. So the question is like which will work faster. Okay. So the answer is obviously when you write the name of the columns, it will work faster as compared to the star statements. Okay. Why is it? Because like instead of fetching every record from a table, like every column which is not required, if we write the name of the column which are only required, that will execute our query faster as compared to writing all the queries. Suppose if I write star, I will fetch all the column names, but if I write only 3 column names, so it will be help us to fetch the records faster. Okay. Now let's talk about more syntax, okay, of SQL. Then we will go directly to our case study. Okay. So we had learned the select from where. Now let's talk about and or operator. So this how and or operator work is. Suppose I want to fetch the records of the employees whose first name is Georgie and whose last name is Fasello. So I can write something like that, and I can write and last name should be equal to Fasello, something like that. Okay. If I don't get record, that means there's no employee present with this name. So I had done some spelling mistake while writing this. Let me run again. So what is the spelling which I'm talking about? Falco or something like that. Okay. So let's talk about anything like anger. Okay. So we can write first name equal to Georgie and last name equal to anger. So we will get the details of only those employees whose first name is Georgie and last name is anger. So that's only one employee present with the employee number 237102. So this is the employee only present in a database which satisfies this both the conditions. And how OR works? OR works in a way where suppose if you want to satisfy only one condition from the both the conditions, like this is the first condition, this is the second condition. So if you want to fetch the records of all the employees, whether the first name is Georgie or the last name is Anger, so you can use the OR wala part. So you can see the Georgie first name is there. Let me admit someone is there. Okay. Yeah. So Georgie first name is there and the last name is Anger. So you can see Georgie with the first name is there, and anyone who's like Sukhi is the first name, but why is in this fetched record? Because his last name is Anger. Okay. Lev, Anush, same goes with them. Okay. So I hope everyone understood the difference between and or. Okay. Similarly, suppose you want to extract data where you want some intervals, like suppose I want details of all the employees whose birth date is between 1955 and 1960. So when you want to fetch records, so for any between intervals, that time what you can do, you can write something like select star from employees where birth date between, you can write the dates like 1955 01 and 1960 0101. So what will happen here, we are going to get the employee details whose birth date is between 1950 and 1960. So all the records you can see is present here, like in 1959, 1955, 57, 58. Similarly between, we have not between. So what does it do? It will fetch all the records whose birth date are not between 1955 and 1960. So leaving this range 1955 to 1960, all the different available records will be fetched inside this database. Okay. So is null is there, is not null is there. So wherever the record is null, you can write is null to fetch the null records. Wherever the record is not null, is not null can be used to fetch the records. Like suppose if I ask a question,
print all the details of the employees whose first name start with M. Okay, so for that what you can use this like operator. Okay, so let me explain how it works. You will write select star from employees, where you will write to filter a condition, and I want all the first name which start with M. So we are going to write something like that, where first name like M percentage we are going to write. Okay, so as you can see, all the first names is fetched where it start with M. Okay, M after percentage. So what is percentage? This is the operator which will help us, like whatever instead of percentage anything could be there, but it should always start with M. So like that you can fetch the records whose first name start with M. Then we have a comparison operators, like in any other programming we have like equal to, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. And to compare not equal to, we can use these two operators like exclamatory mark equal to or this greater than less than wala together. Okay, so these two will behave as the same thing. It will help us to fetch the record which are not equal to each other. Suppose I want to get the distinct first names. So to fetch the distinct first names, what you guys can do, you can write this select distinct keyword column name from table name. So distinct data will be fetched from there. Suppose you want to order your data sets, you have to do the order by, and you can give an alias to your columns also. Suppose I write like this, I write first name. Okay, so this is my first name. So is this first name, the column name is this. You can give an alias like name only. So now it has changed to name. So this way you can give an alias to any of your columns. So I am taking things a bit faster because we have to cover a lot of things in this masterclass. But if anyone is interested to learn everything in detail, they can enroll for the course of this data analyst or an SQL, which is provided from Tech Arena Learning Hub. Okay guys, let's move on to the joins. Once we understood this basic joins concept, then we can directly start with our assignments. Okay, so how joins work, like there are a lot of joins available. Suppose you want to fetch records from two tables. Here what we are doing right now, here we are just fetching records from single table, like first name last line from the employees table, salaries from the salary table, and all these things are like. But suppose you want to fetch, suppose I want to fetch the employee number at salary both at the same time. So for that what we need to do, for that we need to use the employees table also and the salaries table also. So the guys who had joined recently, let me tell you, we are taking a case study on the employees database. Okay, this is a real-time employee database which is fetched from a company. So what's happening here, this is the structure or the schema of our employee database. So they are linked in somewhere, like it has 6 tables: employees, titles, salaries, department manager, department and department employees. So whoever missed this part where we discussed and understand this employee schema, after the lecture a recording will be provided to them. Okay, they can visit and watch the recordings. So recording will be uploaded in our YouTube channel. Okay, now let's go to here. Okay, let's understand first joins, then we will start with our case study. So joins, basically joins are used when the two tables are, when we want to fetch records from two different tables. Okay, so there are different types of join. We are going to discuss inner join right now, but apart from that there are left join, right join, full outer join, cross join, and lot of more there. We will detail everything in detail, but won't be able to do it now. Let's learn the inner join and we will start with our case studies. So what is the inner join? Inner join will return an output when the condition which you write, the on clause, where both the table, the common elements will be taken into and all the records will be fetched from that common element. So like suppose we have two tables, this is first table and suppose this is second table. So what is the common elements? These highlighted with blue will be our common elements, right? So everything from this column element will be fetched for the joins. Okay, let's understand the join syntax first, then we can move. So how the join syntax work, you have to write select, here column names will become. Okay, let me give just dash here, then we are going to write from. First we have to write the first table name. So table name 1 will be there, and you have to give some alias like t1. Then we are going to do the join on table. I'm just writing the syntax example as table t2 as t2. Then we have to write an on condition how you want to join them. So you will write something like that: t1 one column name equal to t2 one column name. So this column, what this COL will be a common column between those two tables. So this is a syntax of a join. Okay, so let's understand this with an example. So we will write select, then we will write the column names. First let's write the from. We are going to use our employees table E. We are going to write join salaries table. Okay, we are going to use the salaries table S. So which two tables we are joining here? We are joining employees table and salaries table. So how these two can be joined? These two can be joined using a common column name between them. And what is the common column name between them? The employee number, you can see which is highlighted. So this is a common column between these two tables. So what we are going to do, we are going to write employee number, okay, to combine those two tables. So we are going to write on e dot employee number equal to s dot employee number. So this is a syntax here. And now what we'll write here, here we will going to write the column name. So whatever the columns you want to fetch, you can write here. Suppose I want employee number, c dot employee number, I will write here. Then I want the first name. So every time you can't just write, you will not be able to write just first name. Okay, make sure to write the alias of that table. So what is the employee's alias? E na. So you have to write e dot first name. Where this first name is present? First name is present in the employees table. You can see here the first name is present in the employees table, the hire date is present in the employees table, gender is employees, salary is present in salaries table. Suppose I want to write salaries, so I will write s dot salary. If I want to gender, I will write e dot gender. Suppose, got it? So let's run this. So as you can see, when I run this join statement, I got employee number, first name, salary, gender. From employees E join salary on employee number s dot employee number. So guys can see, so the records are fetched here. Okay, so all the employee number, first name, salary. So how the join is helped us to fetch records from two different tables, employees and salaries. Okay, let me know in the comments you guys understood till here, everyone. Everyone, let me know in the comment if you guys understood. Very good, yeah, thank you. Okay, let's directly move to now. Let's start with our employees database. Okay, let's take one question at a time. So what is the first question? So what we will do, we will solve some questions here. Okay, and remaining will be your assignment, which you have to solve and submit to get a certification. Okay, so the first question is this. Okay, what is the average salary earned by Georgie Fasilo? Right, so let's try to print this person details. Okay, so the first name is Georgie and the last name is Fasilo, right? So how we can extract his details? Like we will write select star from employees, where first name is Georgie and last name is Fasilo, right? So from here we are going to extract the details. So as you guys can see, there are two employee details were available with us, okay, whose first name is George, whose last name is Fasilo, right? So let's talk about this employee number only, the employee number 111001, okay. So let's see the average salary which this employee earns. So to know the average salary, we have to use the salaries table, right? So we are going to write select star from salary table, where employee number equal to 1001. So this is the employee number salary. So this employee number 1001 worked for how many, like he worked for around 17 rows written, right? So he worked for 17 periods, 17 years, something like, so 17 things are available. So we have to find the average salary of all these 17 records. To fetch the 17 records, so to see the average salary, let's go and print the average salary of these 17. So how we can do? We can use the aggregated function of average salaries, right? Or a join condition. A lot of ways we can do that. Okay, let's try to do by AVG average salary. Let's try to do by that way first. So we got the average salary of all the 17 records, okay, which is 75388, okay. But we are not going to do like that now. We are going to use a join condition, where we are going to join the employees table and salary table using this some conditions, right? So how we are going to do? We are going to write select, and we are going to write the column names, which we'll write later, from employees. The first table which we are going to join, the second join table will be salaries as, right? And what is the condition we are going to join them? We are going to use the common column between them, which is employee number equal to salaries employee number, right? So this is a join condition. Here we are going to write the column names. So what are the column names we will write? Let's write the employee number, then hash dot salary. Here we want the average, right? We are going to write average. And here we are going to write a condition. So what is the condition? Like we want the details of the employee number whose first name is Georgie and last name is Fasilo. So that and employee number also we will write employee number equal to 1001. Okay, let's write that one. So we done some mistake here. Okay, so I had already told you we have to mention, like in this here also we have to write like e dot first name, e dot last name and e dot employee number, because these are all present in the employees table. So the record is fetched. So as you can say that this is exactly equal to the amount we had checked, right? Like 75388, you can see here 75388. So it's the exact value. So the answer we got is the correct answer now. But I don't want these two decimals. Suppose I want to be the average salary to round off to like only 2 decimals. So for that, what you can do, you can use a round function also. You are going to round, then you are going to give comma 2, so it will round it off to the 2 decimals only. So as you can see, like this is rounded off to 2 decimals. Now as you can see, the name of the column is quite large, right? Round average s dot salary comma 2. So you can give an ls name, like just avg salary, something like that, or salary average, something like that you can give. So like you can say the employee number is and average salary of that employee is printed. You can also print their first name, last name, and everything is possible with the help of it. Okay, understood everyone how we had solved the first question? Okay, yeah, thank you guys. Let's move on to the second question. So the second question is print all the unique titles present in the employee database. So this is the second question. We have to print unique titles present in the employee database. So this employee database, what are the different unique titles present in this employee database? We have to print that. Okay. So how we can do, which table we are going to use from this employee database? Anyone can help me? Which table I should use from this database? Like we have 6 tables. So out of these 6 tables, which table I should use to solve the second question? Title. Very good, Uzef. Yeah. So we are going to use a title table to fetch the distinct titles from the database. Okay. So let's see how we can do that. So here we don't need to do any joins. Like we can direct write select. We will write select titles from title. Let's first see what are present in titles. Okay. Select star from titles. Okay. Let's see whatever present inside this table. So what is present? Employee number, title, from date and to date is present. Here we want the title. I am going to write title. So all the titles are fetched here, right? But the titles are repeated, like senior engineer, engineer, repeated values are there. I want the distinct title names. So I will write select distinct. Then I am going to write title. So as you guys can see, a title is fetched, a distinct titles are fetched. So how many distinct titles are present? You can see the 7 rows returned. So 7 distinct titles are present. What are the different names of that distinct titles are there? Senior engineer, staff, engineer, senior staff, assistant engineer, technique leader and manager. So these are the different 7 engineers are present here. Let's move on to the next question, guys. So the next question is print the first name and last name of all the employees who are staff. So the question is we have to print the first name and last name of all the employees who are staff. So which table we have to use to solve this question? The third question, which table from this database we should use? Like I think we need to use more than one table to solve this question. Any suggestions which tables we can use to solve this question? We have to print the first name and last name of all the employees who are staff. Okay. So their title is staff. Employees, yeah, Pooja, very good. We have to use the employees because we need first name and last name, right? But the employee table doesn't have their titles, right? So only employees table won't be work here. We need to use one more table along with employees table. Because if I print like write select star from employees, we will get the employee number, but that first name last name will be there. But what about whether he is a staff or not? It is not present in this employees table. So along with employees table, we have to use title table. That's very good. Shalu, yeah, very good, Ahmad. Yeah, everyone, good answer. So we have to use the title and employees table together to fetch the details. Okay. So how we are going to do it? Simple. First we are going to select. We will decide what columns we are going to write at the end. Let's join first both the tables. Which are the tables? Employees E, join titles T on. Now we have to give a column, common column. So what is the common column between employees and title? Let's see. So again, for this employees and titles, what is the column? Employee number is the column, right? Common column. So we are going to do the same thing. E dot employee number equal to T dot employee number, right? Select from employees E, join titles, all these things are done. Now what we want to fetch? We want to fetch the first name and last name, right? So what we are going to write? E dot first name comma E dot last name comma t dot title also we will fetch. So we are joined and we are going to fetch all these records. But now we want a filter condition, correct? What is the filter condition? We want to fetch only those records who are staff. So what we will do here, we will write where t dot title equal to staff. So this will help us to get a desired output. So what are the desired output we get here? First name, last name and title. So all the staff, all this first name and last name are staff only, right? So I want to know how many such staffs are present. As you can see, it returned only 1000 records. Why? Because I had given the limit here to 1000 only. I will change it to don't limit. Okay, so all the employee details will be fetched here. It will take some time, but it will be fetched. So how many records are fetched? It's like around 1,07,391 employees are present whose title is staff. Let's keep again to a limit of 1000. Okay, understood everyone how we had solved the question? Okay, I am going to solve 2 more questions. Okay, the next question is count the number of employees according to their title. This will be a new topic to learn. Let me paste it in there. Okay, so the question is count the number of employees according to that title. Okay, so what is the sequence we follow while solving any question? First, we are going to identify what are the table names we should use to solve a question. What are the table names which we required? So we have to count number of employees according to their title. So which table will be required for us to solve this question? Anyone in the chat box? I think we will be good to solve the question with the help of title table will be suffice for us to solve the question. Let's see. Count the number of employees according to their titles. Okay, so let's use this. Select star from titles. Now just write title. So like senior engineer, staff, senior engineer, all these things are present, right? Here what we have to use, another function which is a group by clause. This we have to use here. So what group by does is it will group by according to a specific thing. So here I want the counts according to the title, right? So I will do group by title. Okay, I will do that way, and in the column section I will write title and the count of title. Okay, so what will happen here, we will get the like title. What are the title? Like 7 titles are there, right? So the select title is there, so all the 7 title will be pasted here, then the count of those 7 titles will be pasted here. So how we can achieve this? By using this group by clause. Okay, like you can rename here also as counts. So the column title and counts is there. Then you can order by also, like I want to see which title is earned the highest thing, so we can do order by title. So this will be in alphabetical order, but if you want to know which title is at highest, we will write order by count of title, right? You can write count of title, and since we had already given this counts as alias of this thing, you can directly write order by counts. Okay, so it ordered in an ascending order. The manager is the least number 24 and the highest number is engineer with 1,15,000 something around that. Staff is the second highest, which we'd already seen, like 1,07,391 in the previous question. Now I want to order in a descending order. By default it ordered in an ascending order, but if I write DSC, it will order in a descending order. Okay, so as you guys can see, it ordered the things in a descending order. So the engineer with the highest and the staff with the second highest. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, in which department most number of employees work? Okay, so we have to figure out the department in which the most employees work. So which tables we are going to use? The first question is which table we are going to use to fetch this record. Department table we are going to use to fetch this record. Which is a departments table? This departments table we can use, right? But this department table, what is problem with this department table? It is has only department number and department name, right? So this won't be suffice for us to fetch in which department most employees work. So we can connect this with a department manager table, right, where department number and employee numbers are also present. So we can use that, or we can use this department employees table where the employee number and department number are connected together. Okay, so let's use these two, departments and department employee, these two tables let's use and try to solve the question. Select, let's see what's present in select star from departments, what present here. Okay, so we have department number and department name present inside this, and let's see what present in this department EMP, right? So what is present inside this? So employee number, department number, from date and to date is present inside this. Okay, so these two things are present, right? So we had solved already 4 questions. So if you guys can try to solve these 2 questions, like in which department most employee numbers are present, I will give you 2 minutes. Try to write down in a chat box. So what will be the output and how we can fetch the records. Okay, just 2 minutes, then I will explain. Anyone? Yeah, correct, Srinivas. We have to use the group by, right. Let's see. So this is our department employee table is there, and this is our departments table is there, right? And which department most employees work? So let's first, instead of like according to the departments, we have their department names, right? Customer service, development, finance, human resource, marketing, correct? So in the question it is not mentioned. You have to fetch the name of that department, right? It is just you have to figure out which department most number of employees work. So simply we can use this department employee number and we can figure out the department number where the most number of employees work, right? Let's see. We will write select department number from DPT EMP. We have to do the group by, right? So we are going to do group by department number. So let's run this, and then we are going to write the counts here. Count of department number, and which department most number of employee works. So order by count of DPT number and in a descending order, right? So which is the department with highest number of employees works with 85,000 count, which is the department number D005. This is the department number. And what is the name of that department? So the name of the department is development. So in the development department, D005 employees work. But you can't use 2 queries to fetch the same thing, no? Suppose I want, instead of department number, I also want the department name. So from department number, how we can fetch the department name is, this is the table we should use, departments table we should use, because with the department number we have department name in this table only, right? So we have to join these 2 tables. Now how we will going to join these 2 tables? Similarly, in the from clause we had written department employee, right? Here we are going to do the join departments. Okay, you can use the on clause, the common condition. So what is the common condition between them? The common condition is department number. You can join them using a department number, and here you can, along with department number, you can write the department name also. You will get the desired output. Okay guys, let's take one more example now, then we can wind up. So the next question is, under which title least number of employees work? So here we have to figure out under which title least number of employees work. So the question is pretty much similar, I guess. So we are going to use a titles table, correct? So we are going to use this titles table to fetch the records, correct? So let's go to our table, select star from title. Okay, let's remove this, let's run this. So under which title least number of employees work? So for that we have to get the title comma count of title. We are going to fetch with the help of a group by clause, right? I am going to write group by title. Then we have to do the order by also, according to the count of title, correct, in a descending order. So you can see I had written everything in a single line. Let me run and see whether it works or not. So it worked perfectly fine. It doesn't matter if you write in a separate lines or a single line. The only requirement is that you should end your SQL query with this semicolon. This is the terminator operator which decides that your query ends here and a new query begins. Okay, so you can write your complete query in a single line, but it doesn't look professional. So you can beautify it with the brush available here in the workbench. If you click here, you can see that it beautified it. So this is a proper syntax or proper thing to follow. Your keywords like select, from, group by, order by should be in uppercase descending, and your column names and should all this should be inside this in a lowercase. Okay, so this is a more syntactical way to write. A professional follows. But the desired output will be the same if you write in a single query or by writing a proper way. Okay. So the question is, under which title least number of employees work? So we will order by in a ascending order, right? So the manager title is the one. Okay, I will write limit 1. So I will just going to fetch only one record, which is the first record. So the manager title is a title where the limited least number of employees work, and obviously at a managerial post the less number of employees will be there, so it makes sense. So how many managers are present? 24 managers are present inside these. Okay, understood everyone? Okay, so now let's talk about how you guys can earn a certificate from this masterclass. We had solved the first 6 questions, so all the recordings and everything will be provided. We had tried to cover the thing in more faster way, correct? So if anyone is interested to learn a complete course on a SQL or a data analyst, they can ping me. Okay, so the Tech Career Learning Hub organizes these courses, okay, where the detailed thing will be provided with the certification and everything is there, with real-time experience of projects, and everything will be covered from the industrial experts who are already working in this field. So you can get a lot of benefits from there also. So this is a website. I had shared the link with the website. So when we talk about a certification earning thing, so you guys can earn a certificate by solving the assignment. Okay, the only task is you have to solve the assignment. You have to mail it to the official mail ID. But how you are going to get the access to this data set and the assignment and everything? So it will be uploaded in a YouTube channel. Okay, so let me share the link of the YouTube channel, which I had already done, I guess, but let me share it once with you again. So this is the website of Tech Arena Learning Hub YouTube channel. Okay, so once you visit this channel, you will have to subscribe the channel. Okay, so today by end of day or mostly in the afternoon, a recording will be uploaded with this recording will be uploaded along with assignment and the data set, the employees real-time employees data set which we had used here. Okay, So after that you can solve the assignment and you can mail it to our official mail ID, which will be provided in the description of Tech Arena Learning Hub itself. So just subscribe it right now so that you don't miss any updates. Apart from that, the today's masterclass, we had already uploaded few masterclasses on Power BI also, and upcoming masterclasses will be on Tableau and Python will be there. So you can see a Power BI real-time project is uploaded here. You can visit and watch this. All the dataset and everything is provided here. An IPL Power BI dataset is also available, so you can visit there and you can also watch that one also and get benefit out of this lot of contents. And very important things are updating in this channel, like interview preparation thing, interview preparation questions, kit and everything will be available. So you can visit those things, okay, and get a benefit from that. So I hope everyone is clear how to earn a certificate, right? You have to watch the recording from the YouTube channel, then you have to solve the assignment and mail it to an official mail ID. So the recording uploaded will be available, so subscribe the channel so you will get the notification as soon as the recording uploaded, and try to solve the assignment as soon as possible, okay? Like anyone who submit the assignment first will be getting a shout out from Tech Arena Learning Hub on the official LinkedIn account which Tech Arena has, okay? I am going to share the LinkedIn account of also Tech Arena, so you are going to get the shout out from the Tech Arena Learning Hub in the YouTube channel itself and in the LinkedIn also. So let me share first the LinkedIn details with you. And interview jobs calls are also provided in this LinkedIn account, so you can visit this LinkedIn account or you can connect with the LinkedIn account. If you guys have any queries where to and how to look for job, you can contact us. We will happily help you guys, okay? Apart from that, a data analyst masterclass, Python tutorials, Excel and Python shorts, all the playlists are available in this channel. You can visit and watch those things also.